really far back, because I think, you know, one of the ways you get exploited if you do a balcony burst is by having your players too far towards top mid and not on the actual site. And so MIBR had a free top mid, executed in, isolated the players, and the pistols did their work. Smart stuff from MIBR.
The only damage Tarek took in that round was from the HE grenade, which, funnily enough, if someone has no Kevlar, they are susceptible to 101 damage from a grenade if it hits them first and then goes off. So imagine if he had been taken out immediately. He's got a two-man set up from G2 in this round. But Cold 0Z to trade. Kenny says hello, spots a player on the balcony, knows that somebody's downstairs as well, and gets around the corner. Still had some bullets, 8 bullets, so he could have fought some more. But MIBR will have to figure out how to deal with this early disadvantageous situation. 3 versus 4 with plenty of time on the clock.
Yeah, the battle of the 4 spies, it's always a lot of fun, but I mean, for G2, it can't be a reality. They just don't have the rounds to do that sort of business. Smith goes forwards, gets caught by Fallen. Fallen is absolutely on one right now. Fallen is 17 for 3. That's not bad, not bad. Obviously, they had a really dominant first half, but good to see Fallen topping the scoreboards. Once again, he's joined with Tarek in that sense. Tarek on 18. Kenny's lurking around with his CZ, very dangerous. This round is very winnable here for G2. Kenny picks up a Galil as well to make it a bit easier, but Fallen denies him as well. Body alone against 3. Looking to see what he can find, but now at this point, plenty of time has gone to his keys to take these after-plant positions. Too many places to look, and match point for MIBR. This is looking very good, James, for MIBR. They are so strong right now.
Yes, it's looking very clear-cut. Plenty of data for G2 to reflect on, perhaps, if they are to lose this match, which looks very likely.
Too much data, James.
All too much data.
Too much data.
Yeah. But, I mean, again, dominant CT sides, and who knows if G2 would be able to have one if they are able to string some rounds together. Obviously, playing against match point may reduce the risk you might otherwise take in some rounds. So even if they do string some rounds together, we might not see all that is possible in this game. But yeah, the analyst test will be very interesting indeed for having a look. Basically doing the same peak that Kenny did with an AWP, which still blows my mind for just doing fair things. Looking for a trade fragger, spots him, some spray, shocks of 30 HP, gets one tag, and now we'll finish him off. Won't need Tarek coming through the balcony to trade if necessary. Nice reaction though from his teammate. Support, again, very important for MIBR. And now 2 players remain, Body and Existence, and now it's Body on the wrong side of the map versus 5 players with AKs and a Galil to keep G2 in this match.
Only the fish to keep him company. But he will abandon them in search of greater things. But unfortunately, Stewie will finish him off, and that was clean. Clean as you like. Definitely a very happy MIBR as they defeat G2, and they were just so many classes above G2 here. We saw, obviously, great individual skill, but I think we saw a very solid Inferno from a theory perspective and from a routine perspective. MIBR looks like a unit here, very well oiled.
Yeah, the CT side was great. Again, the AWP support, just a general 2-man setups we saw from the CT side just broke round after round for G2. Put them in very strong situations early, which are really hard to recover from when you're in a 3 versus 5 situation. As you can see, Liquid looking on as all the handshakes are exchanged. So yeah, that was a very good game from MIBR, and I don't know what to make of that from G2's perspective.
Yeah, it's just, they just don't look prepared to deal with the likes of MIBR there. That was just a very high-level game of Counter-Strike, and I think that's something that we can expect MIBR to be bringing against some of the very best here in this major. I'm very excited to see that, because they just needed to get a couple wins under their belt, and this being a very dominant win, I think, James, is very important, because it's very different for them, because they're looking for confidence. It's different than having maybe like a 16-10. They absolutely just kicked G2 off the server. They did indeed, and we spoke about comebacks this previous major. They've got 2 guys who may win 2 majors in a row on their team. Freya is with MIBR.
Exactly right, James. I am joined by Tarek and Stewie from the winning side, MIBR. So congratulations on that win. I spoke to you yesterday, Tarek, after your win against Mouse. Was that the kind of confidence and momentum you needed coming into this game?
Yeah, I think winning against Mouse was really important for us, and we followed the same formula today. We made sure we had a game plan, and everyone was on the same page, and it was really beneficial for us to make sure before the game, everyone knew what was going to happen when we went in, and it was good, yeah.
So the map was Inferno, which was the same map you played against Tyloo, and you had that quite close loss on. What was different this time around?
I think we're playing our own game. We're not too worried about the opponents. We're just playing the situations. We're playing according to our game plan, and we're just playing our own game. We're not worried about other people. We're just more focused on ourselves. Yeah,
because you guys struggled a little bit on that T side against Tyloo. Was that something, I mean, we didn't get to see many rounds of that T side because you guys were just so dominant, but was that something you were kind of focusing on coming into this game and trying to improve on?
Yeah, I think we're making sure our T-sides are all organized and making sure people know what to do. There's a lot of times where we make individual mistakes against Tyloo and we're not on the same page, and that's what created gaps against these teams. And against Tyloo, you can't make those gaps, and when you make those gaps, that's how they capitalize, and that's how they won the game.
So Tarek, you had an incredible performance, again, repeat of yesterday. What allows you to just dominate on the server?
I mean, I think everyone is just starting to get comfortable. I think everyone on our team is really good, skilled. So anyone can have that game where they just go off, and it's gonna happen back and forth. Stewie's gonna go off next game probably. The next game after that is gonna be Fur, and then it's gonna be Fallen, and then it's gonna be me, and then Cold. Everyone has that ability, so it's really nice.
Now, I spoke to Tarek about this yesterday, but you two are the two newest additions to MIBR. How do you feel you've integrated into the team, Stu?
I feel at home right now. I feel like I know the guys a lot more. I'm closer to them outside the game and inside the game. We can speak to each other easily, and we're pretty easygoing, and we get along pretty well.
Now, Fallen actually yesterday mentioned that Yanko has brought a bit more discipline to the team. How do you feel that's allowed you to develop as a player?
I think it opens my game a lot more, makes me feel a lot more comfortable. My teammates know what I like to do, what I don't like to do, and they put me into areas where I can excel at. And with Yanko, he creates a structure for the practices, and he makes sure we're doing things right, we're on time.
Hello guys, welcome to the
stream. So going into tomorrow, you are now 2-1. You've got to get one more win to make it to Wembley. How are you feeling, Tarek?
I think we're super confident. It doesn't matter who we're gonna play. I think no matter what, we're gonna get that win, and we're gonna be 3-1, and we're gonna make it to the next stage.
I love that. Confident words. Thank you very much for your time, guys, and congratulations again on that win. Alex, back over to you at the desk.
The French Samurai G2 outclassed, outgunned, outplayed. It was all MIBR here on Inferno, and a quick 20 rounds of play sees MIBR find their second win. To break it down, we have Sponge and Threat, and my goodness, guys, I mean, is this one of those hard games to analyze because you just have to say MIBR were better?
I think that's the theme of this, but I guess we juxtapose this and looking at G2 and their strengths and their maps, and this is meant to be one of them, right? This is one where you can actually have cool, gimmicky strategies where you're doing different executes and different timings. We didn't see any of that. I guess, out of the 4 rounds they won, one of which was a 2v1 from Kenny S with the AWP, which I'm pretty sure he only had about 3 times in that entire first half. And that was one of the things I thought would change within this roster. They'd really prioritized getting that into his hands. They had a couple of questionable force buys coming into that first half. But sitting down here and listening to MIBR again, they just sounded so smooth. They're always flashing for each other, always talking to each other, and that's a sign of a championship squad.
Yeah, looking to do damage.
And if we're talking about the G2 squad, I want to look at Existence, actually. He had quite a poor individual performance here. Not that any of his teammates had a good performance either. But at the same time, if you look, when they changed the lineup to Existence and Smiths, a lot of people thought, okay, the win condition of this team is great strategic play, good mid-round calls, good tactics, and we're not seeing any of that, right?
So you don't feel like you're getting enough from that Existence change currently?
No, they really need to make a drastic change in this team to be able to make anything happen at this level.
So is it like, can you give me examples of what you'd like to be seeing and what you're not seeing? I mean, this is what I want. I'm sure the people at home are intrigued about.
Well, sometimes they took banana control, they went out towards mid like a regular default, but it didn't seem like they had any good follow-ups.
And it goes.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes it's like, oh, we have to be a bit scrappy. What grenades do we have left? They didn't have any proper executes. Sometimes when SK played really defensive on B, something I talked about earlier, they should have had a proper execute to punish that. Might have been quite difficult since I almost said SK, MIBR.
It's tough.
We all do it.
We all do it.
Went super aggressive bananas sometimes, but still they should have been more prepared.
Here's the situation from my perspective. People romanticize existence. I've never got on board this G2 hype train at all. Now the reason for that, during Source, the teams that very games were being led with existence, all the strategies you could do were spawn-based. You were calling a strat out of spawn and you would execute perfectly. That's something that was a strength of Existence's teams. Then we had the transition from Source to CSGO. It was much more of a fast-paced game in the beginning, and he was able to transition some of that across. The problem is, CSGO in my mind right now is so much more like a chessboard. It's not about just shoving all in and hoping you win. It's about taking map control, calling out utility, and playing the mid-rounds. It's really the mid-rounds is the meat of the CSGO sandwich now. It's not so much about just going all in straight away and running with it, and I think Existence, he's never really learned how to be a mid-round in-game leader.
And he has been kind of trying to break through to the meat and potatoes of Counter-Strike Global Offensive, because, you know, LDLC project, he kind of experimented with that. He couldn't do with those tools, and now he's been given the sharpest tools in the shed for his region, and we're just waiting to see what G2 shows up here in London.
I'm hearing murmurs that the other French team that's been put together is actually better in practice. So maybe there's like hope for the French scene.
I think the French scene has the same problem as the Swedish scene right now. There's no really good IGLs.
It's a nightmare.
I mean, there are some decent IGLs, but if they're decent, they're not good individually.
Yeah, and of course, to be a good IGL, you need a big brain, and to get a big brain in your head, you need a head to head. That's what you've got. There you go. That's a segue and a half. It's Shox and coldzera. We brought them up because they are two legendary names. Sure, coldzera much more recently and in the forefront of your mind when you talk about those stars of Counter-Strike Global Offensive, and Shox still yet to really get the ball rolling. Sure, top of the scoreboard, but at the moment, it does seem like he's a victim of his situation more so than anything else.
It's a hollow victory, right? Getting in the top 11 kills compared to your teammates only having 7 and getting beaten 16-4. It doesn't really matter how many kills you had in a game like that. But coldzera, things that people may not note, obviously they watch him and he wins these clutch rounds. He gets these really cool highlights. But little details, if you ever go back and watch his POVs, especially in this current iteration, he's constantly flashing for teammates to set them up, and that's something that you need to look at and you need to highlight.
I have a stat to back it up.
Oh, here we go.
He's leading in flash assists for his team dramatically. He had 6 flash assists. Now, bearing in mind, sometimes you flash someone and they will take cover, but 6 times he flashed them in his teammates or himself killed that person while flashed. So I mean there's the stats to back it up. In fact, he's leading by quite a headway. Everyone else is rocking 1. You know, Fur, Tarek, Fallen, everyone's got 1, but Cold is just chucking them.
That's the awesome thing about coldzera. I think he's the only one that's been ranked #1 in the world. That's also sort of like a second IGL.
Yeah.
And also he's a really good support player. So
Yeah.
I think it was some overtime where he actually was the strat caller as well.
Yeah, no, there was that weird period of time where he actually had to take over the in-game leadership role to give Fallen a bit of a break. But when Freya asked the question to Tarek just before as well about, oh, you know, you had another good game, I think something interesting to note, or for people to look at home, is in certain games of Counter-Strike, especially on the CT side, you don't get to control where the terrorists are coming from. So you're only going to be able to make the frags that come your way. So when we do have these games where it's a 16-4 and you're stat padding, sure, Tarek may have had a good game here, but if they went B a little bit more, maybe Stewie and Fallen could have had more kills. That's just something that people need to keep in mind when they're looking at the numbers.
And something else for you guys to keep in mind at home is there's more Counter-Strike to come. If you enjoyed that one, you can't believe what you're about to see next. We have none other than Astralis Team Liquid with one team locked in for the top 8. That is what's coming up next. A best-of-1, no-holds-barred brawl between Astralis and Team Liquid. And we've got FaZe Mouse after that. It's all coming up after the break as we see #1 and #3 in the world duke it out for a spot in the top 8. It's time for not only the #1 in the world, it's time for the #3 to battle it out against one another. Astralis Liquid, for what feels like the umpteenth time we get to see these two titans of Counter-Strike Global Offensive in 2018 battle it out, and this time it's for a spot in the top 8. It's juicy, and you should tell your friends, tell your family, and tell everyone in between that they should be joining us for this adventure. Astralis versus Team Liquid, one map and a spot in the top 8, meeting the crowd, and of course a big bump in prize pool and pride as well. Joining me, Chad Sponge Birchall and none other than Bjorn Threat Pers. We have two coach and in-game leader Counter-Strike brains. That's what we've got going on here, and we're going to be pulling all of that knowledge out of you over the course of this next segment. Gentlemen, first things first, we've seen a lot, Chad, a lot of Astralis Liquid. I just counted, they have played 22 maps against each other offline this year.
Yeah,
that's just an absurd statistic.
Liquid did a good job of getting to the finals, but when they got there, that's kind of where it was all going Astralis' way, right? They have played a lot of games, but it's been relatively clear-cut. Now, one of the issues that I stated was that for Liquid was they never really had their map pool going for them while Astralis was hitting their peak. I think this practice time that they've been able to put in, and they would have put in a lot of time into counter-trading and looking to how they can beat Astralis, hopefully will come to fruition here, and this could be a grand final preview in a lot of ways.
It could be. It certainly could. Threat, this is a matchup to look forward to for Counter-Strike fans.
I mean, both these teams are by far the most impressive team, has had the most impressive performances at this tournament by far.
Yeah.
And as Chad said, they met in the final multiple times, but I always felt like Liquid had a really good start to the tournament, and they kind of fell flat in each of those finals, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know if there's some sort of mind games going on between them and Astralis, but if Liquid can play the same way they did yesterday against NIP, I think they can win this.
Yeah, okay. Big words already coming out from Bjorn. Now we're actually going to hear big words from the players themselves. Astralis sat down with a camera crew to talk to us about their major run.
I don't think there's any weakness in Danish Counter-Strike at all. We have a really deep and good talent pool with players. So I don't believe there's any weakness. I just think maybe there's not the right amount of people playing together right now. Maybe we could change some teams around and we will have more teams being in between the 16 best. And we have North as well. Optic is a really good team. They can upset, get to this stage.
The last couple of months has been really great with both North winning a good tournament last week. And I don't think it's bad luck or anything. I think it's just a matter of consistency. And I think out of all the Danish teams, we are by far the team that has most consistency.
Winning a major would mean everything for us. We have won before, E-League Major 2017. We just want to have that experience again. That would be nice.
That would mean a lot to us. I think that's kind of the goal we're actually aiming for right now.
It's all about consistency, and Astralis consistently impressing us recently. These Danes have found form and they've managed to maintain it, Chad, which previously was not a guarantee. They had their peaks, now they seem to just be staying there.
Yeah, look, they were always a team hitting a high level and making it to those semi-finals, but it looks like a completely reinvigorated roster. We have to think back to the start of the year where Kirby put the knife in the back of his 4 teammates and took off for greener pastures to be a star. That backfired in a lot of ways because since then Astralis has been looking hotter than ever with the pickup of Magic's Boy. And look, you're probably thinking I sound like a broken record at this point talking about how fantastic of a version of CS that these guys play. They make it look so clean. They play the percentages time and time again, and then when the individuals need to step up with the flair, Zipnik's with the clutches, you've got Dupree going crazy with the entry frags, Device hitting the best AWP shots out there, and then you add in Magic's Boy and Glaive to the equation who are just solid players who can come up clutch as well. Yeah. It's the full package.
Yeah, this roster is brought to you by DreamTeam.gg. Threat, it is those 5 names. It's not just the strats though. Glaive, of course, the in-game leader, but they seem to have found individual form. Do you think that is perhaps the fallout of the system? Do you think the system helps get those players to that point?
I do think so, and especially since they added Magic, kind of add some kind of variance to that team. Kirby was more of a defensive anchor player, more when Magic is just more aggressive, he can make more random moves, go aggressive on Banana, for example. And I think that's something that Astralis desperately needed.
We've got him there. We've got to be Glaive on your screen. Having a fun time there. But one of the other points that we talk about with this squad is, of course, the
I'll stay here. I'll wait here. At their landing zone. Back at our start. Very good.
कौन सा सर्वर है भाई ये 200 पिंग आ रही है
दुबई सर्वर है दुबई सर्वर है बुलेट तेरे नेट का मसला है।
हाँ यार पता नहीं क्या इसको अंगल हुई है।
चलो बी चलो ए डिकॉय करो बी चलते हैं। तरन यूट्यूब पे क्या है तेरी आईडी? तरन येलो येलो में मरा हुआ है।
Throwing a decoy. I'm throwing smoke. Yes.
एक बी शॉट। मर गया डिफ्यूजर भी मर गया। इजी किल
That is the plan. Terrorists win.
एक डिफ्यूज कर रहा था साइड पे बेंच।
Let's go.
चलो ए चलो ए मैन पुश होल्ड करना।
Flashback. I'm throwing a flashback.
एक स्टेयर है ऊपर ही है।
Throwing fire. Grenade.
ये कहाँ से निकला?
I am planting the bomb. I see them. Shall I open fire? Terrorists win. Yes.
कौन पुश कर रहा है?
सिटी वाला कर रहा था।
अब तो बाहर हम लोगों
सुनो मेरी बात सुनो, अपन इधर चलते हैं, बी चलते हैं, बी बेस्ट है। मैं मॉली करता हूँ वैन को, तुम लोग विंडो से जंप कर लो, ठीक है? और सब फैल जाओ, एक ही जगह पे 2-3 जन मत जाओ प्लीज। हाँ जी बैकअप यार। पहले स्कैर करो। बी शॉट कौन देख रहा है? मैं ही देख रहा हूँ। पैलेस देख रहा है ना कोई?
मैं हूँ।
कोई मरना मत प्लीज। कहाँ पे कॉल दे। बाय अपग्रेड कर लो। नहीं करना चाह रहे हो फिर भी करो। ऑरेंज टेक मिड पिक, ओके? भाई ये सब में टाइम चले जाता है। एक बी शॉट।
Orange roll through. Throwing a flashback.
One B short.
अबे क्या मारा इसने?
Agreed. We must move. Affirmative.
मैं stairs का
Smoke. I need backup. Flashback.
Flash.
I see our enemy. Grenade. Throwing flashback.
एक और कनेक्टर।
Echo is out.
सिटी 1 सिटी।
भाई बॉम्ब ड्रॉप हुआ था ना जो पहले मारा है। क्लियर करके ही प्लांट करूंगा ना। अच्छा खेल
नाइस
94 यार अभी
मार्केट ऑपर आएगा। रुक मैं स्मोक करता हूँ फिर जंप करके जाना। एक बी शॉट है, एक बी शॉट है। क्या निकलो।
जल्दी मार यार, तू भी जा फोन आ रहा है।
सेव कर एक बीट
बुलेट बॉम्बर है तू।
दो पहले से बी चले और बी करो जाओ बी करो जाओ
पहले
पर्पल कहाँ मारा?
एक बंदा मारा है, बी एक बंदा मारा।
चल घुसो घुसो बी घुसो
एक मिनट फ्लैशबैक
बी घुसो बी घुसो बी घुसो।
नहीं थ्रोइंग अ फ्लैशबैक साइड
बी साइड
डेड साइड डेड।
कितना टाइम पे सपोर्ट किया
88 दिया था मैंने साले को। हाँ सेम मेरे साथ एक पहले से है बस। मैं ऊपर हूँ बैठ नहीं जा और मेरे साथ एक आ जाओ पहले से।
यार क्या खेल रहे तुम लोग?
एक गनर आया था भाई कोई।
एक नेस्ट एक सिटी स्टेयर्स लास्ट गाय स्टेयर्स।
ऑफ चाहिए ऑफ यहाँ पर है ही नहीं एक ऑफ है एक ऑफ।
We will drag them from our land. I'm throwing smoke. Throwing flashback. Yes, I can see that.
पुश क्यों कर रहे हैं ऑरेंज?
बी एक 35 टैग। लास्ट गाय बी
ये प्लॉट कर है मैं ऊपर प्लॉट दे रहा हूँ।
I am planting the bomb.
ठीक है चलो चलो
35 टैग दो
सेव करेगा
सेव कर दो
नाइस बुलेट एक P250 देना एक डीगल ड्रॉप है इधर उठा लो यार मिस्टर बीन तेरी माइक को थोड़ा सही कर यार बहुत
माइक का मसला नहीं वो मेरा माइक खराब है लैपटॉप का मैं इस्तेमाल
ओके
और ऊपर से पंखा ऑन
ओके सुनो नेस्ट नेट करते हैं चलो आप 2 जन नेस्ट नेट कर दो 1 जन बी शॉट देख लो और 1 जन नेस्ट पे ही एम करके रखना ठीक है
Yes. Come on, let's go.
डीगल देख के गया था मैं
स्पीकर तो
Throwing fire.
अरे वॉक बोला था यार
ठीक है एक दफा बस
Be safe. Let's go, my friends. Throwing a flashbang. Throwing a decoy. Grenade.
बुलेट पीछे
Flashbang.
स्मोकिंग से
I'm throwing
नाइस
smoke. I'm throwing a flashbang.
अरे यार पैलेस प्लांट अकेला तू 1v2 वो पीक लेगा तेरा अरे दोनों को मारता ना एक बुलेट कर्नल एक ड्रॉप देना है रेके बीन एक के ड्रॉप बीन एक के ड्रॉप कर
We will defeat the mercenaries.
स्मोक करते हैं बिल्कुल।
आ रहा
कीबोर्ड खराब हो गया मेरा। देख लग गया यार।
माइक तो
बुलेट दे रहा हूँ मैं।
एक मिनट, मुझे ये वाला भूल गया तो दूसरा कर।
लॉल
वो बोल देना।
1 2 3 गो। ये स्मोक क्यों करता है? जो मैं कहा वही नहीं समझ में आ रहा है। अरे लॉल,
एक वैन है, जंप कर गया नीचे।
इसको आज़ाद कर दो, केनियास का आज़ाद कर दो। एक काम करो,
नीचे नीचे।
अब भाई ड्रॉप दे देना केनियास नेक्स्ट राउंड, और फिर हम तेरे को अलविदा कह देंगे।
आइडिया ठीक है। 1 मिनट से आ रहा है।
येलो बाइक ड्रॉप कर दो सबको।
एक अबे जाहिर
दे दो यार, जिस किस बात की।
अरे नहीं करेगा ये।
कीबोर्ड तो चल दे यार, कीबोर्ड नहीं चल रहा मेरा।
इसी वजह से कैसे ड्रॉप चेक कर देते हैं।
मैं ड्रॉप कैसे करूं, कीबोर्ड तो चले।
फ्लैशबैक, ये बात भी है। बी पे नहीं चल रहा।
किक कर दे भाई, किक कर दे, बाकी में किक कर दे। ये ड्रॉप दे रहा हूँ।
एक और आ गया।
ये कौन सा यार?
एक हील भी दे दे।
थैंक यू।
एक आदमी
फॉरवर्ड किक कर जल्दी किक कर यार। जल्दी एप्पल कर।
सॉरी यार। स्मोक काम मारा।
अबे ये क्या है
यार? क्यों किक कर रहे हो इस तरह? एक पॉइंट है। 30 पॉइंट।
चलो अभी होल्ड करो बॉट को और फिर खेलते हैं।
मैं अभी फायदा नहीं है।
किसी को आप चाहिए तो बताओ।
Of course not.
दे मुझे दे।
लास्ट राउंड है ना, बाय कर लो।
एक P250 भी दे, एक P250 भी दे।
यार मैंने पास कर लो, देखा देखा।
अबे P250 कहाँ गई? लॉल, ढूंढने में ही टाइम निकल जा रहा है। 1 मिनट पुश करा होगा, केयर करना। नाइस।
एक और मिनट है नीचे, मैंने पास के करीब।
मर गया वो। एक नेस्ट राइट है।
ठीक है मैं स्मोक किया।
लैडर रूम देख। बॉट ले। एक कनेक्टर लास्ट गाय कनेक्टर।
मार्केट टेक्निक प्लांट है।
जा जल्दी पहुंच गया वो मार्केट। तन्मय बी शॉट प्लांट है। इजी खेल बी शॉट प्लांट है। नाइस।
दो बंदे भी मिड वाला कोई नहीं। ओ भाई इतना भी नहीं। मैं भी जा रहा हूँ।
Let's give it to them, boys. Hold your positions. Roger that. Roger that.
बॉम्ब ड्रॉप है पीछा ऑरेंज बॉम्ब ड्रॉप है कनेक्टर के पास ही।
बॉम्ब ड्रॉप कनेक्टर की तरफ है।
आया क्लोज।
सामने एक और
नेक्स्ट गया वो। अरे यार अटका। लेफ्ट तन्मय लेफ्ट में 1v1 है। अभी बाई कर लो, नेक्स्ट राउंड इको कर लेना अगर हार गए तो, ठीक है। बॉट को होल्ड कर देना, मैं पुश कर रहा हूँ, बॉट ले लूँगा।
That's a negative. Cover this area. Roger. Now that's a no.
Amen.
अबे नेड मेरे मुंह पे आगे बढ़ा।
कनेक्टर की तरफ में खेल ले कि कौन नहीं गिरा।
इको करो और सुनो होल्ड करो कैसे भी यार। ए स्टार्ट कर लो मेरे हिसाब से। बी अपन देखेंगे, अगर हो गया तो रीटेक कोशिश करेंगे। मैं एमएन पुश कर रहा हूँ, बॉट को होल्ड करवा दो। क्लियर बी बी। ले लो बॉट ले लो। अरे बहन
दो भी यार, की गन थोड़ी सस्ती मिल जाए, बहुत महंगी थी।
Roger that. Hold your positions. Cover this area. Hold your positions. Targets acquired. I've got you. I'm on the way. Smoke.
एमएन फ्लैश किया है। स्मोक भी कर दिया है मैंने।
बीच शॉट स्मोक किया पहले कनेक्टर देखो
Hold this position.
ए फ्लैश कर रहा हूँ
Throwing flashbang.
अबे बॉट की माँ का
Grenade out.
तीन बंदे एमियन की तरफ
Bomb has been planted. Deploying flashbang. Flashbang.
ए मैंने लैडर
Smoke.
नाइस
I'm defusing the bomb.
सामने आएगा तेरे यार बैकअप दे देता तन मैं
ये इतना
Decoy.
क्या रहा था
नाइस
Defusing.
जी जी बट पहला शॉट मिस नहीं करना चाहिए था पता
Counter-terrorists win.
सब बाय करो एम इन फॉरवर्ड कोई मत आना बॉट को होल्ड करो प्लीज Z4 करो और कोई
एमियन फॉरवर्ड ना ले ये पर्सन ऑरेंज फुल देख लो
अरे मैं जा रहा हूँ एम इन फॉरवर्ड मत देख
फॉरवर्ड मरेगा तो बॉट लेगा ना
हाँ वही से
सही आइडिया
वही तो
Hold this position. Roger that. Throwing flashbang.
फ्लैश पीछे ऑरेंज
एक पैलेस ऑफर
आ जाओ वापस आ जाओ
बॉम्बर भी
One less.
रुक जाओ
गोइंग अंडरपास
चलो पैलेस डेड हो
Throwing
गया
smoke.
अंडरपास है क्या
Flashbang.
हेडशॉट किसी
यार ये क्या था
वही ना मुझे भी ऐसी पड़ी है
थैंक्स पे था
Bomb has been planted.
किट है किसी के पास
मेरे पास थी
सेव कर लो यार
कहाँ है वो
बॉट है किट अंडरपास में होगी
Oh, bugger it.
फक बेंच सॉरी गाइस
हमारे पास इकोनॉमी चाहिए शुक्र है ओए
ये ले M4 ले बॉट को होल्ड कराओ मैं बॉट ले लूँगा ठीक है एमएन मत जाओ एमएन फॉरवर्ड मत जाओ
Roger that. Three guys left.
हाँ इजी
ठीक है पढ़िए अपन पे जल्दी आ जाओ
देखते हैं मैं
अरे ये दोनों नहीं किसी को गोली नहीं लगी ए साइड
यार बॉम्ब ड्रॉप पे इधर अपर मिड पे
ठीक है
कब से पहुंच उसकी
Deploying flashbang.
तू पीछे देख तू टी साइड देख
Decoys.
स्लो एक और गन चेंज कर ली चाहिए तो नाइस जी निकाल सकते हैं ऐसे ही खेलो बॉट को होल्ड करा दो बस किसी को ड्रॉप चाहिए मैं देता हूँ मैं फॉरवर्ड खेल रहा हूँ ये बॉट को होल्ड कराओ
We're on. Hold your positions. Roger. Smoke. Laying down smoke. Hold this position.
पुश हो गया
Roger
ठीक है बॉट ले
पिछला पर ये गन चेंज कर लोगे तुम्हें चाहिए
नहीं ले
गन चेंज करने में क्या लगा
ले जल्दी आओ भी आओ मैप से आ रहा हूँ
अभी आता
Throwing a grenade.
चल कर डिफ्यूज कर अबे एक किधर गई
भाग बिजला भाग
हो जाएगा नहीं होएगा क्या गांड फाड़ रहे बेमतलब का
कोई किट है मिल गई किट ऑफ जल्दी बताओ कैसे चाहिए बॉट के पास
इसको दे तरंग अरे लॉल
मुझे ड्रॉप दो
ये साइलेंसर वाली चाहिए ना देखो
Affirmative. Come on, chop. Cover this area. Roger that. Grenade out. Throwing flashbang.
एक है नहीं बी है
Throwing fire.
बी जाओ सब बी जाओ ऐसे कैसे मर रहे हो यार दोनों सामने थे कॉल तो देता तन्मय
स्मोक का भी फेड हुआ था वो नजर बाकी में नहीं आ रहा था
बहुत होल्ड करो मैं तो रश कर रहा हूँ वापस से साले आए नहीं रे मैं अब आएंगे
Go.
Hi Yash, how you doing man? Welcome to the stream my friend.
Flashbang. Hold your positions. Grenade out. Flashbang. Throwing flashbang.
अरे
यार तो बूस्ट के मैं वेट कर रहा था ना वो आएगा उधर से आया है
बुलेट मत घुसना तू क्यों घुस रहा भाई तू होल्ड कर बुलेट घुस मत कर
Let's go. You're a champion. Deploying flashbang. Throwing a grenade. Hold your positions. Roger. Smoke.
अरे टैग दे वो बॉट क्या कर रहे भाइयों राइट में मत खेले सा भाई भी जा रहा हूँ
Grenade out. Throwing flashbang.
Mid, high mid.
Laying down smoke.
80 with.
कहाँ? बॉम्ब ड्रॉप है इधर.
ना करो बॉम्ब ड्रॉप भाई. दो बैकरूम थे.
अबे what the fuck?
अच्छा यार मैं जा रहा हूँ. अगर घंटे तक हुए तो मैं आ जाऊँगा.
Okay.
मैच में क्या बहुत खराब हो गई है. ये देखो.
Provide some support to Divide, for example. We've got grenades going in different directions, and Glaver's gone. Zipex for pop flash, but Nitro will rip his face off, and that's pretty much the round again. Someone has to rotate from A to pick up the bomb, however, but I don't see Astralis going anywhere anytime soon.
Yeah, this is moving from the territory of great reads and great strategy, and a bit of fortune as well, into Team Liquid just hitting everything. That's not a good point for Astralis if you're now starting to struggle on the 1v1s, because we've seen that a couple of times now where it's we're seeing these fights by Team Liquid, these entry frags where maybe it looks a bit favorable for the Astralis defender, but he would just get shot in the face anyway. And this is very dominant now. We're looking at a 9-0 in favor of Team Liquid, and let's not forget the gravity of this situation. Team Liquid just don't beat Astralis. If you look at all the matchups recently, Team Liquid have struggled. We talk about time off to prepare, and it looks like they've done their prep.
Look at the AK advantage now. Look at the peeking from Twist. He goes down, but all he was showing was a foot. That's quite a peak. Hunger Games or Battle Royale if you're an OG. I'm not talking Fortnite. Bytes and Matis, it seems, will hold on to their weapons ever so desperately. At least there is the AWP, but what has it really gained them at this point? Bytes has 2 kills. Team Liquid are dominant. They've got their foot on the side of Astralis' face at the moment.
When did you last see Astralis with this scoreline on CT side of Inferno, James? Obviously they did lose the pistol, of course, so but still.
Only in my dream stand of the Bardolph super team of 5 James Bardolphs. The only time I haven't seen it beyond that.
Well, so timeout here to just get everyone on the same page, try to reset a bit. One of those situations you can find yourself in when you're getting dominated like this is it feels like everything is stale, nothing's working, we're losing all of our jewels, the confidence starts to wane a bit, and you just need to create something to sort of revitalize the team a bit. Could be a new idea, could even be a pep talk, just get everyone on the same page and get that communication flowing. So Astralis will take that small time out to do that, and now let's see if they can change things here. Device back on the orb. Can he make the difference?
Banana successfully taken by Astralis at the beginning of the round. There is a gap, but I would say it favors them. Zipex may have just seen some loot last second, I don't know, but he will stay where he is for the time being. Glaive on Speedway, holding an angle on Arch, and it's Team Liquid's approach to Arch, which is one of the really cool things about their CT side. They have certain setups. If they arise, I will try to point them out, but for now we'll continue with Astralis.
I think they're doing it again. This happened before. When Astralis took a fast banana, the response from Liquid was like, screw it, we'll just go balcony. Yeah, and look at this, they'll just charge straight in there. Twist will not be traded. Taco waits for it, so patient, and he is rewarded. The flick comes in, it's not good for him. And the trades come in there. Glaive doing a fantastic job. That's exactly what Astralis need. And Zipex is moving unknown through the quad position. Device, speaking of unknown, oh my goodness, like ships in the night. Neither Device or Elise will see one another. Someone turn around!
How did he not hear the scope? Device scope's right next to him, but maybe there was gunfire, I don't know. Elysia's just walking in circles. This is going to be very interesting indeed. Ring around the rosy. Has he got time to score himself some points? It seems that he does, and there we go. Gets there eventually. Took the long way around quite literally. Now it's Zipex in a 1 versus 2. Elise in the library position. Oh! That is quite the spray from Zipex, but only one player survives. He's got time. Only one player surviving for Astralis is a disastrous situation. This could be a 14-1 half.
This is pretty nuts. They have actually built up quite some bank. Despite, well, enough at least to get a full buy-in here. But because that's one of the situations that can happen. You can like win around like this, but as James said, you don't even have like a proper buy. It's crazy. That is insane. Like that's a long-range continuation spray in a very tight angle, and Zipex still finds that kill. That is pretty low percentage, but he makes it work. And in doing so, he gives Astralis a lifeline.
The Glaive's 2 kills with the UMP as well. That was asking a hell of a lot. A hell of a lot. Just to get them 1 round on the board to the 9 of Team Liquid. This is exactly what they need. 2 for 1 at the very start of the round. Nitro looking for going through the smoke, and this is the gift that Astralis were looking for. They had to win this round. If Astralis lost this round, honestly, you're looking at a 14-1 scoreline. It's not over just yet. Elige has plenty of time to do some damage. But this was a must-win for Astralis in the numbers as well.
Yeah, and now Elige can just have some fun, try to get some kills on the board, see if he can make this hurt. Very good awareness there. That's a nice snap onto Dupree, but he's on 3 HP. And now it's 1, and perhaps Elige is soon to be done and out of this round as there are 3 Astralis players ready and waiting.
He's got 1v1s though, and he's got an AK, and he's got StarCraft aim. This is entirely plausible that he does more damage. Device refuses to stop re-peaking and will finish off the round. Astralis survive with 3 players. There's still plenty of money for Team Liquid though, so the pressure continues for Astralis, but that was a must-win round. That is the first job ticked off. They can still get 6 rounds out of this half.
Yeah, that was a beautiful defense there. It really looked like Astralis were ready for it, and again, it's one of these IGL mind games where Team Liquid are thinking, okay, if we hit them with a really fast timing after a round like that on Banana and just get some favorable trades, that's going to knock them off balance. But Astralis seemingly very ready for that kind of a play in that line of thinking. They deal with it very, very well, and this could be a big momentum shift. And this is what, why this is a great spot to take a timeout for Team Liquid, because if this is Astralis now starting to get more comfortable with how Team Liquid are moving around the map and some of the cues, because let's not forget, Team Liquid have given some routines here. We've seen that when there's a lot of quick banana control for Astralis, we're seeing these faster A plays to punish them for playing deep on banana straight away.
Liquid breaking that momentum. This is a big round now, especially for the recovery of Astralis. Well, either way, really, because the money is quite low for both teams. Naf and Nitro with some bits and bobs, but many people will be short for one of these 2 teams. Elige looking for something. Didn't find what he was looking for necessarily. Man advantage for Astralis, and maybe that pause was to break the momentum, but Astralis get the first pick. It's a very different game of Inferno now.
And you'd think that Elige is not making that peak if he thinks Device is actually playing towards A with the AWP, which he has been. Device is mixing up his positions with that AWP, and that level of uncertainty means that that's going to happen. You're going to get a player peeking into a position thinking he's against a rifle, and maybe has an advantage on the headshot position, but no. The AWP is there, and that's Device giving a good early advantage. What is the panic button here for Team Liquid? Looks like it's going to be an A play. Maybe not. They're actually going to back away here. Back into Banana.
No one peeking B. The flashbang suggests, I think that gives a certain timing towards the T-swing towards top Banana, but there are 35 seconds on the clock. That's a great peek. No punish. Molotov, but they can go through it without taking too much damage. Into construction, Glaive now is in CT. Surely he's been hurt, surely he hasn't checked this, and that's a big problem. Now what does Bytes do? He knows they can flank him, he focuses on the front, the bomb's on the floor. 20 seconds trying to frag out, but there are 2 players left here for Liquid on the site, and the bomb's going down.
Beautiful call there from Team Liquid, and very nice defense from Device. 3 kills make this very doable for his teammates, dupreeh and Magisk, as they look to combine forces here and coordinate on this retake. One from Banana, one from CT. Good amount of time left as they try to clear positions. There's a high flash. That does allow dupreeh to come into play with Magisk. Nitro close to the bomb first. Oranges, there's the first frag. Now what does Magisk do? 2 players now trying to play that trade game. He knows that at this point, there's no way to win this without getting traded. And so he's going to back away. What a call from Liquid. That timing seemed to really catch Astralis off guard, but even still, they did so much damage.
And they've done even more significant damage to the general economy of Astralis. Now they are almost in that bad position once again. We spoke about a 14-1 scoreline. They're not far off that situation. What will they choose to do with the money? Average of, say, 2,200, 2,400 on the Astralis side. They're going to buy around what they have, which was just the 1 weapon saved. They can still get 5 rounds out of this, and maybe that would be enough. They've got these smoke shenanigans to play with once again. 3 CZs. Used to be close range FAMAS on the CT side. Has been slightly nerfed since then. Nitro charging with a very surprising timing, forcing Astralis away. No, you will not have Banana.
Yeah, Team Liquid's timings on attacks have actually been really interesting. I think that you could do a specific, analytical video just about, based on how they pick their push timings on various positions on the map based on what's happened. And they consistently are able to find a really optimal spot to effectively achieve what they want, whether it's entry kills or a map control or a site hit. We're going to move into another site hit now as Team Liquid line up the set piece into the A site. Nitro looking for the entry frags here. He will be thrown incendiary, and that's going to be a good catch. But still, this entry power is just too strong here from the Team Liquid lineup as they clean up the bomb site. A 2v4 retake is a reality for Astralis.
The numbers game swarming onto B like the Zerg army, leaving 2 players left here for Astralis, Device and dupreeh with the CZ. This is disastrous. We're looking at 2 rounds in this half an hour for Astralis. Obviously they have 2 rounds on the board, but in losing this round, they really have no money, having gone for the force buy. So the percentages become quite small for a chance to steal around away. Elige must go very far away from this bomb with 1 HP. 1 point of health, 1 solo singular point, 1 digit, 1 finger.
And one cool thing to remember as well about the top scene at the moment is we have this sort of triangle between Astralis, Team Liquid, and Na'Vi. So Team Liquid just have Na'Vi's number, and Na'Vi are able to effectively beat Astralis. And then typically it's been that Astralis just have the number of Team Liquid. So if Team Liquid kind of burst that formula, they are indeed in a position where they are looking to take that championship. So if they can just keep this consistency, obviously it's just 1 map.
They're changing the triangle to a circle, Dan. And the circle is a silo, and they are firing all the missiles right now.
Very nice, very nice.
Elige taking control of most of Banana. He will need some grenade support once the smoke disappears to do more. He knows the lineups again. There is a window on the wall. You can see it there to the left. If you throw grenades to the right-hand side of the window while you're running, it generally goes behind the sandbag. So if somebody's hiding there, a Molotov, a HE, a flashbang. Flashbang will land at their feet. It's very hard to avoid. Very easy to learn.
Oh my goodness. The dodges there. In the pause position, Magisk is not moving a muscle. He is not afraid of these bullets. Oh my god. There's just this one spot Taco has not been shooting, and Magisk is just sitting there. Impressive.
With his USP, the baits for dupreeh's meaty CZ. Ooh!
Oh, wow.
All right then, that's got to be careful because he's got the bomb in the balcony position. Twisted there for support as well. That's the weapon taken away. Magisk is still alive with the USP. he gets a lot out of that. How's he not dead yet? Nafly will finish him off, and that should be the round. 3 versus 1. Device has a CZ. He has a kit as well, and I think he might as well try and get something done here, as the bomb hasn't been planted just yet. He can continue to close the distance. He knows there are rifles near the balcony to be collected. There surely isn't time for Liquid to clean those up, but Naf with a crouch peek will be enough for a 12-2 scoreline for Team Liquid.
Absolutely, and this is just, you know, one map so far, and Astralis have always got to come back in them. But I do think this is Liquid are looking really good here, and that's really fun. It's another test as well for Team Liquid is that idea of, you know, you can never think we've done it until the victory is in the bag as well. So it's about that level of focus, no matter what's going on. And if they can show that as well, that's going to be a good sign for them moving forwards. And once again, just for the last round, the buy comes in for Astralis. No orbs on the server, and that will suit Elise very nicely. He'll just take Magic's head off.
The grenade concedes Glaive's position, which means 2 kills for Elise. Very hard man to fight against, and Zipex here once again is here to trade. They continue to pursue, to harass Nitro and Naf, just keep calling. Dupree has some information. Has a little bit more now, maybe hoping that was a bomb carrier. It wasn't, but Twist is already in the back, moving very quickly indeed. And now Naf's on a late rotation with the bomb, but Zipex is nowhere near him. We are looking at a 2 for 13 scoreline, unless Zipex can get 3 more kills. 1 on the board already. Does not have a defuse kit either. The wide peek from Taco. Taco says no. Team Liquid say hello to 13 rounds in the first half.
Yeah, you said if Charles had one particular round, it could be a 14-1. It ends up being a 13-2. That is an incredible T-side from Liquid. I definitely think they got fortunate in some spots, and it could have been a lot closer, but you can't deny the quality from Team Liquid here. They played a very good side, great calls, great executions, the focus very on point the entire time, and as things started to continue, we started to see Nitro and Elise really come alive on some of those entries. Elise reminds me a bit of Stewie sometimes on Banana. Some of the savagery we're seeing, just running at them. Just running at them, James. That's all it is sometimes.
Unleashed. Go, go, go. Astralis now on the T side in a must-win situation. Device has picked up a P250. Device and Glaive with grenades. Nitro with a defuse kit and 2 flashbangs. Everybody else with Kevlar. Protect your neck, as Wu-Tang would say. Well, that Kevlar protects your neck. So try and find a way to protect it. Shooting first, more accurate, that's one way. Naf Elige, initial engagers towards this B area. There's a flashbang from Nitro over the roof, and Elige will pick up 1 kill. Naf ready for a second one, but more flashes will force everybody back.
It's a nice little bait setup. It's not too uncommon, but well executed there for the frag. And look at all the nades here on Astralis still. They definitely were looking at an execution, and when you have all those nades and you're sacrificing some Kevlars, it really does help to have those numbers. So losing Dupree early does make things a bit annoying here for Astralis. I wonder if they are going to call for a plan B. You know, is there some other strat they'll go for instead? Maybe not. Smokes will go into the B position. Oh, they're actually going to try to fake with this, potentially. Actually not sure what they're up to here. Still holding players on Banana.
That's a bad miss.
And they can't catch anyone in rotation. Team Liquid, I think that was the play here. They wanted to get some frags in rotation that could maybe alter their site choice, but no one moved a muscle. Wow, still no one moving. This is awesome.
Grenade starts to stream in. Elige making his way over. Taco and Twist will just wait until they see the bomb. Astralis crossing. No one seen just yet. Awkward angle for Naf. Works for Magisk. And Nitro's got to avoid all that spray from those numbers. Got to wait for the retake. Taco and Twist rotating. Nitro still with the kit in his hands. On the site already. Some tagging through the smoke. But now it's time for the real damage. 4 on 4.
Yeah, and 2 of these players on Astralis do not have Kevlar. We'll have to see if that comes into play. As Team Liquid start to push further forwards. 2 through construction, 2 through the pool position. There's T's all over the place here. That P250 could be quite dangerous on Device as he tries to use these peaks wisely, using his teammates for bait, but there's none left really. 1 on Banana, but Device does a job. That armor penetration of the P250, very important. Nice run and gun there from Taco. Just Zipex, he will snap Twist neck with that block and easily.
साथ में खेलो साथ में खेलो वॉइस राउंड निकलेंगे
This is what we have been working for.
भी आ जाओ सब लोग ओ फक एक चेकर्स है
Grenade out. I'm planting the bomb.
प्लान कर रहा हूँ
वेंट में
Bomb has been
लॉल चेकर्स जो चेकर्स क्या कर रहा है
डिफ्यूजिंग वन
एक पीछे तेरे बहुत अच्छा सॉरी
टाइम आउट ले लो बंद के रहने दो
इको यार रहने दे रिस्टार्ट मार के आजा भाई
Let's go, my brother. Grenade.
एक चेकर्स
Forward.
मिड
वन मोर
बैन
एक मिड में ही है एक लेफ्ट में लेफ्ट
बम प्लांट कैसे करूं बम प्लांट करने जाऊंगा मुझे मार देगा बम प्लांट कर दो बम प्लांट हाँ आराम से था
ये वाली शिकायत पर हमसे मत कीजिएगा
मैं नहीं करता चुप रहो
इस बार पूछ रहे
मसूद तू भी है
We must work together.
CID से
दोस्त की
Throw in the flashbang.
मैं कोई हफ्ते दे
अरे मार 32 थैंक यू अनवर
मेरा रैंक भी नहीं आया तो
आई नो
चुप कर जाओ यार
जी पे बंदे
ऑफर सी अरे उसकी पिंग हाई है यार एक काम करें बी रश करो सब साथ में अरे यार कितना लेट हेडशॉट है ऊपर शाह किधर मार रहे हो
-70 दिया मैंने बिजला -70 कैसे -40 बोल रहा
चलो इजी खेलो पिक्स लो
चलो बाय आगे राम जी स्टार्ट करो
All here. Got this area.
अफर्मेटिव कर दो कोई
मेरे पास नहीं अभी ये नहीं रुकेगा जब राउंड स्टार्ट होगा
वही तभी बोल रहा हूँ तभी कर देना आ गया वो शायद वहाँ
यार ऑटोमेटिक कमांड एक्टिवेटेड नहीं है मैं बॉट रखता हूँ पिछला क्रूज करता हूँ
अरे उसको क्यों दिए बॉम्ब
यार बॉट को क्यों दिया बोर्ड को चला गया आया नहीं अभी तक
आ तो गया था
ले लो ये दबा के ले लो यार
Come on, let's go. I don't plant the bomb. Hold here. Got this area. Affirmative.
Yeah, bomb drop here.
अबे बॉट कहाँ गया? What the fuck?
वो आ गया है ना?
Oh sorry.
One coming from right side. Be careful.
Try.
दोनों तरफ से आगे क्या करें बंदा?
अरे एक देना जो वो देना जोड़ी जो ऑफ देना चलो पिक करो यार वेंट किसने तोड़ी वेंट ठीक है चल मैं हेवन देख रहा हूँ वेंट वाला मारा लास्ट गाई हेवन सॉरी अबे किधर है बताओ ना यार माइनस की लेफ्ट माइनस मत बताओ लोकेशन बताओ
यार आप लोकेशन बदली तभी तो आप पूछ रहे हो यार मेरी पिंग आई है यार ले लो यार ले लो पिछला ले लो
एक के लेता हूँ
Move it. Throw in smoke.
Fuck, right side. Box.
अरे ब्लॉक कर दिया है यार जीजी हो गया ये गेम
यार मेरी पिंग
चोरी जो ऑफ दे दे यार एक तो नहीं होगा
We will make them regret this day.
नाइस एक बी पुश करेगा केयर करना नाइस
ठीक है इधर बट मर गया
1 मिनट बीन पीछे तेरे मिड से आएगा
हाईवे की तरफ मेरे साथ वैन की तरफ
प्लीज डोंट लूज दिस टेक ऑफ
अबे मेरी गन भी ले गया
दे दे यार
इसको चाहिए
दे इसको दे एपेक्स को दे एक और ड्रॉप कर सकता है तू
जो जी एक और दे दे
ले लो शाह ले लो
अब उसने एक और दे शाबाश उसने
बम उड़ा
I'm throwing fire.
अरे हेडशॉट नाइस
क्या बकवास मेरे टीचर बहुत करता था जो जी दे इधर फेंक दे यार तीन ऑप्स ना करो एक ऑप
बूस्ट दे देना मेरे को कोई बीमैन पुश केयर करना
बॉक्स है बॉक्स
अरे लॉर्ड
ये लो इधर आपकी गन नीचे से आ गया भाई ये लो भाई इधर आपकी गन
एक सामने आया
मिड 2 आ रहे हैं मगर पुश कर रहे हैं डोर पे चले जाओ एक ही डोर पे चले जाओ वॉकर
एक -80
आ रहे हैं चली करो ना पर्पल
एक और
पोजीशन दे दी यार तूने कम ऑन
सब येलो में जाओ एक और ही मैंने येलो वापस आ
बीन अब भी जा अब तू भी जा इसको येलो होल्ड कर बम तेरे पास है होल्ड कर बीन भी जा फायर कर बीन फायर कर इसको जाने दे येलो
चल प्लांट कर जा प्लांट
जा
एक राइट में ही है
प्लांट कर चलो ले जा ओ एक हेवन बस 20 समझ रहे हो
यार ये बहुत कॉमन स्पॉट
उसकी पिंग 500 स्पॉट चेंज करो यार जल्दी
हाइड
अब आ रहे यार
कम ऑन
यार कॉमन स्पॉट मत यूज किया करो
उसकी पिंग देखो क्या देगा वो
यार
पिंग 400-500 जा रही है क्या कह रहे
नहीं उसमें
एक काम करो सब साथ में आओ बी रश करते हैं आओ
अफर्मेटिव दबा देना अफर्मेटिव दबा देना go grab this area yes बी करना throw in smoke
बीन मत कुछ कर
let's throw in grenade वो है lol पॉली ने मर गया जगह ही नहीं
चल प्लांट का
पीछे
मत भी करो
बी में
आ रहा है पीछे
एक बी में ना
मैं सिटी देख मैं वैन नाइस वन हेवन
अबे हेवन टैग
सिटी वन
हाइड कर ले नाइस
चुप जा
जी शाह ऑफ है पीछे तुम्हारे पास आर्मर भी नहीं है
बोर्ड था भाई बोर्ड था
ओके
हां बॉट
तो बॉर्ड भी है तो क्या हुआ
ड्रॉप चाहिए
एक के मत कर है शाह के पास
चल ठीक है
शाह एक के दे अबे क्या
क्या कर रहे हो करनी है कि कर दो यूजी दे दो
नहीं चलो करो
यार एक बंदा एक वाली साइड पे रुक जाए एक बंदा क्योंकि यहां से हमेशा एक बंदा बैक करता है
मैं बी में देख रहा हूं क्या देख रहा है भाई मेरे या मैं लेट आया था या सॉरी वेंट्स है चेकर्स सॉरी ए प्लांट का तुझे
चलो ये रोटेट मारो
एक घुसो प्लांट एक भाई एक ट्रॉली के लेफ्ट साइड हां भाई एक ट्रक है या साइड क्यों छोड़ा है साइड स्मोक
यार क्या कर
दो ट्रक एक ट्रॉली के ऊपर चढ़े यार एक ट्रॉली के ऊपर चढ़े जल्दी
नेड खाया उसने नेड खाया था उसने
ये जो इस साइड पे ट्रॉली नहीं है उसके ऊपर चढ़ सकते हैं इधर
पुश मत करना यार थोड़ा होल्ड करके जा पुश कर रहे हैं मिड पुश दो मारो इन्हें
मैं जी क्या
दो
लॉल गेम
इजी भाई
एक लेफ्ट में
इधर
ही ट्रक पे चला जाए यहाँ प्लांट करके
मैंने बॉम्ब लेने चाहा
यॉपिंग कौन कर रहा था यार बड़ी शानदार की है उसने पड़ी आगे दो तीन पड़ी है
एक ड्रॉप कर
वो पीछे
एक ड्रॉप कर
मैं दे
एक ड्रॉप कर
We must win. I'm throwing a flashbang. Flashbang! Smoke!
यार मिड और एक गेट करो बी पे अभी तक कोई नजर
मिड ऑफर
एक फिदर यार वेल
Throwing smoke! Smoke! Grenade out!
अरे ए साइड 38
ना भाई कॉमन स्पॉट की तरफ का
एक 38 आई
बैंड की तरफ
Counter-terrorists win.
जल्दी ड्रॉप कर लास्ट राउंड है चाहिए किसी को ड्रॉप इधर ये लो ऑफ चाहिए नहीं तो हां इधर ले लिया लो
We must move. Smoke! Flashbang!
And show.
I'm throwing a flashbang.
Throwing a flashbang!
ऑफर है यार मिड लेफ्ट साइड पे ऊपर
Throwing smoke!
मिड एक ऑफर था
दो बंदे
मत कर
नाइस नहीं हुआ प्लान
दे सीटी चला जा
-94 यार
तूने जो प्लांट लेट किया ना
वो मैं समझा प्लांट हो गया मैं फिर मोल्टो फेंकने लग गया
Bomb has been defused. Counter-terrorists win.
मिड कौन खेला
मैं मिड जाऊंगा I'll go mid
बी
यार मैं फ्लैश ले रहा हूँ ए मेन मेरे साथ कोई बंदा है पुश करना ए मेन
Move it.
मैं फ्लैश कर दूंगा
एक बी मैन
बम ड्रॉप मिड
आने
मिड आगे सारे मिड है घेर लो इनको घेर लो मारो सारे
हाईवे टू है बॉम्ब ड्रॉप है
इजी
बॉम्ब देखो ओके वैन की तरफ है वैन की तरफ यार ना करो
पीछे तेरे
आखिरी बंदा ही है
घेरो इसको पे यार
ट्रक देखो बिजली ट्रक नहीं बॉम्ब हमारे पास है बस होल्ड
ठीक
हाईवे बॉम्ब ड्रॉप है बस बिजली ये डब्बू के ऊपर चढ़ जाओ आसानी होगी काउंटर टेररिस्ट विन हैं पास में तो मैं एमडी क्यों मिले
क्या हो गया गरीब को मिल गया
Let's get this done. Smoke. Flashbang. Fire in the hole.
फ्लैश में फ्लैश हो गया यार 77 टैक्टिक 77 टैक्टिक वो मर गया नहीं वो जिंदा नाइस एक और जिंदा है
Defusing the bomb. Nice, very nice. यार उनका फोर्थ बाइट था वोट हो गया
-99 था यार
मैं तो कोशिश की वोट दे दूं यार चला गया मेरे टाइम
SMGs बाय करो
Let's go. Stay here. Hold this position. Roger that. Yes. Throwing fire. Throwing smoke. Throwing flashbang. Laying down smoke.
एक के बाय कर ली भाई
Deploying flashbang.
एक बीमेन है एक के
येलो लेफ्ट साइड
मिड गए
मिड
गए दो
मिड
बॉम्बर ए जा रहा है
गन चेंज कर लो राइट पे एक ही पड़ी है राइट पे
Walk.
Throwing flashbang.
अरे P90 की मार
Bomb has been planted.
या लिंप ऑफ बहुत गलत टाइम पे
अरे जोजी भाई क्यों पैसे जाया कर रहे बिला भाई मुझे ये क्यों बताया था
Let's go.
चलो मैं मिड देख रहा हूँ ओपन ही है ना
Roger
अरे
that.
यार
ओपन है हमारे पास
Decoy.
पर्पल
Laying down smoke.
चुप बी
मेरी गन उठा लो लेफ्ट पे
मिड ऑपर वेंट्स जा रहा है वेंट्स वाली साइड पे देखिए है राइट पे है
ओके मिड पे ओपन
मैं जा
बी करेंगे
ये बी साउंड है
बी है
सिर्फ एक येलो तुम ए जाओ नाइस नाइस बॉम्बर अभी तक सामने नहीं आया मिड जी की आवाज
नहीं इधर ऊपर ही हो
आ गया बी आ गया
खड़ा
इधर बैठ जाओ
ऊपर
यार एक ऑफ है दो ऑफ ना करो
एक मुझे पकड़ा यार मैं मिल देता हूं
जो जी ऑफ दे दे तेरी पिंग से
इधर
आगे चल ये तो ड्रॉप भी कहीं और नहीं
ना उठा
लेट्स गो
ड्रॉप भी दिया करो ना
ड्रॉप
फ्लैश बैंग
ये में
दो अपर मिड
ए में
नाइस एक ही बंदा था में एक और
अरे एक और आ गया जी मर गया वो
पीछे इको करो यार उनके मिड में उनके दो ऊपर आ गए थे
एसएमजी बाय कर सकते हैं जी ड्रॉप करो एसएमजी
क्या चाहिए
एसएमजी यूएमपी कर दे
यूएमपी इससे बेहतर एमपी शाम यूज करो
911
Throwing flashbang. Throwing smoke. Flashbang.
एक है
यार जल्दी पुश कर दो
Deploying flashbang.
ए मेन की तरफ ए मेन
ए भाई ए
Roger that.
बिस्ला आराम से वॉक करके जा दो बंदे से बिस्ला वॉक करके जाओ लेफ्ट साइड
नाइस यार
वेरी नाइस इसको उठा लो
एक दे
Thanks.
ठीक है सर
Lock and load. Throwing fire. Throwing smoke.
ये क्या है हेलो ना ये देख
मिड कोई नहीं है
मिड अपर है वेंट्स चल साइड
Incendiary.
ऊपर है बस में
जी गया एक
और एक स्कूकी है येलो हाईवे आ रहा है
और
आ गया
चढ़ जा
शेप कर दो
Throwing flashbang.
अरे दोनों अपर थे
तीन ऑफर्स थे दो ऑफर्स थे और एक बैचलर
चलो कोई नहीं
जो जी इधर उधर भाई इधर अरे पीछे देख
ओ भाई ऑफ
बहुत शोर करते हैं यार
Let's go.
ये
मैं प्लीज
Incendiary out. Grenade out.
All B. यो यार बी जाओ
चुप भी
Bomb has been planted.
अरे लॉल
सेव ऑफ
ओ यार गलत टाइमिंग
यार जूजी फास्ट रोटेशन किया करो फास्ट रोटेशन
मिड छोड़ो यार मिड छोड़ो मिड छोड़ दो
मिड अगर किसी ने देखना तो वो हाईवे से देख ले
मैं मिड पुश कर रहा हूँ मैक्स 7 है मेरे पास
मैं आगे जाऊंगा मिड पुश करो
Let's move out.
मिड पुश करने
Negative.
जूजी पिक की है मेरी खराब हो गई
यहाँ से बूस्ट ले एक बंदा मेरे से बूस्ट ले लिया -61 बिस्ला
मार बीम टैग है मार नाइस बम ड्रॉप
यार ऑफ छोड़ो एक ही
खेलने दे उसे खेलने
चेक कर जाओ
एक बी की तरफ से आएगा बीम हमें जो
एक टी-स्पॉन
वॉक कर
घुस यार
उधर से जाएगा वो यार, तो चोलू ना खड़ा रहता वहाँ।
नाइस
इनका मिड फारिग कर दो ना, तो ये हार जाएंगे
यार। जो जी ड्रॉप चाहिए नाम भाई। अच्छा चलो
Grab your gear and let's go.
मैं जा रहा हूँ।
मैं भी
Incendiary out.
तो तुम लोग मेरा हो।
Throwing smoke. Deploying flashbang. Grenade out. Laying down smoke.
Aim clear. एक aim in है, offer aim in.
अरे बी मैंने 22 टैग।
लास्ट का इसमें पुश कर दो।
नहीं पुश नहीं करो।
नहीं पुश नहीं मतलब
मिड केयर करो। हाँ कोई एक ड्रॉप दे सकता है क्या? तो जीजो जोड़ी जो ड्रॉप M4 उसको ही देने दो, जोड़ी जो को ही देने दो।
जोड़ी के पास पैसे
उसी को देने दो बस। हाँ
जोड़ी की पिक सही होगी।
हाँ खरीद सकता है ना, M4 खरीद ले भाई।
Smoke. Throwing grenade.
अबे यार मैं पूरा वो लोग फ्लैश ही नहीं हुए साले।
Throwing fire. Yes.
साइड पे एक जोड़ी जो
सेव कर ले।
यार तू आर्मर क्यों नहीं खरीद रहा जोड़ी जो?
भाई मैं कमिंग की पुश की स्ट्रेटजी है, आप सोच लो कि किस तरह रोकना है।
वो तुम स्मोक करके जंप करना चाहिए।
चुप कर जाओ, फुटस्टेप सुने दो।
मेन को मॉनिटर ऑफ कर दिया करो।
अरे मैक्स 7 दे सकता है क्या कोई? जोड़ी जो मैक्स 7 देना मेरे को मैक्स 7 चल आजा बहुत लेट चल रहा है तो ए पे कोई नहीं गया ओ दफा
यार ये कहां से मार गया
डिप्लॉयिंग फ्लैशबैंग
ए पे
इनका रिबॉन अच्छा है यार
throwing fire
वॉक करो वॉक स्प्लिट जगह से जाओ ना
पीछे वाले ने मार चुतिया पा हो रहा गेम
होल्ड करो साइड को दो बंदे
let's go incendiary out laying down smoke throwing flashbang
mid one यार इससे बेहतर तो पिस्टल से खेले शॉटगन से लॉन्ग रेंज मारा है दो रह गए हमको दो रह गए एक मिनट है
मैं ऐसे ही देख रहा हूँ
वेंट्स
एक वेंट्स की तरफ वेंट्स
counter terrorist
नाइस
कोई गन पड़ी गई
तो कैरेट ड्रॉप नहीं ओके मिड मेरा
बी मेरा
let's move out
lag
smoke laying down smoke throwing flashbang deploying decoy flashbang
मिड कोई पिक ना करे दो मिड
throwing a grenade
ए टाइट है 93
नाइस एक -70 है -70 है -70 है
अरे कहाँ पे
यार चेकर
एक ही है वो
नहीं बॉम्ब उधर ही है भाई
चेक कर दिया
बे एक ही है यार
एक है -30 HP उसकी 30
और बॉम्ब भी
चुप चलो बम पे नजर रखनी है साइड पे आ गया यार साइड पे
यार तू छुपा हुआ करके रहता साइड
तो तुम लोगों को बहुत चुप करा रहा था
यार
फोकस कर
HP मैंने बोला -70 चो निकल के
यार दूसरी साइड को छोड़ के गए हो
50 seconds. 4 more players for Astralis to find. Shallow smoke grenade on Arch. Ooh, it's a gimmick one. Device may not be ready for this. We've got a player standing on a crate, but I think he is somewhat protected. Is his barrel seen by Nitro? Is he on the radar? He's on the radar now. Doesn't see a Liege through the smoke. 30 seconds remain. Dupree can punish him. What? How does he have time to shoot?
It's 25 seconds to go. The time is really against Team Liquid here, and now Astralis know. Oh my god, how much can Alish find out here? Oh my god, there it is. Instant kill onto the device. Couldn't find the second player though, it's Magic. Magic, can he buy time? No! There is chance here. 8 seconds to go. In comes Glaive for a frag, but the bomb will be planted. Somehow, Liquid is still in this one.
Taco top mid, spots one of the two players and moves away, trying to 2v1 with his teammate. Where is the other player? Are they moving in tandem? Is he on the other side? Taco elevating his position. Specs moving around the smoke, deploying a grenade. This is a big one from Glaive. Will it land in the right spot? Will it force Taco from his position? A flashbang not good enough though, and now it's Glaive alone. There's one, and there's another one from Nafly. Liquid win the match and make it to the SSC arena.
What an incredible game of Counter-Strike. We just saw the reason why both Team Liquid and Astralis are considered the best teams and the favorites for this tournament. That matchup had everything. It had incredible amounts of pressure, back-breaking moments, mind-breaking moments, a massive comeback from Astralis, good calls, good mind games, good individual plays. That just delivered everything you could possibly want out of these two teams.
That was a giant match of Counter-Strike. Imagine these two in a best of 3. What a slog from both these teams. What a comeback in the first place. Absolutely ridiculous stuff.
Entry point. I'm pinned down. That makes 3 left. To go. Reporting. Watch out, sniper!
opportunity in the second half to get their economy going. And that was just one of the most frustrating points of that. There was